This public domain educational short is brought to you in part by RCA Sound Systems, the quietest in sound system technology.
Did you ever walk through the hall at school when the other children were in their rooms? Did you ever listen to the sounds that come from the rooms?
Ooh, eavesdropping. I love eavesdropping.
What's happening inside?
Don't know, don't care.
It looks as if everyone is busy at work. But it's so noisy. What makes the room so noisy?
Well, it's not like they're in a room full of kids in here.
Well, children don't stay in their own work groups. Sometimes children drop things on the floor.
Sounds like somebody brought more than just their lunchbox to school.
They call across the room and talk out loud.
As opposed to talking to themselves, so I guess that's actually a good thing.
It's hard to think about your own work in such a noisy room. You couldn't learn very much here.
Well, where did you leave off then? I left off for,
And you couldn't be proud to be part of such a noisy room, could you? Do all the rooms in school sound like this?
Well, let's think.
Let's
Where there's
visit
school,
another
there's
room.
kids. Where there's kids, there's noise.
Listen. It's so quiet. Aren't there any children in this room?
My goodness, they're all dead!
Oh, there are children here. And they're all busy, too. But there aren't any loud noises. Just the sounds of working. We call these work sounds.
Now wait a minute.
Listen.
If you think these are work noises, you've obviously never been to the lumber mill.
Hey, XYZ, Miss Bradley.
Can somebody say something, please?
All right, you may close your books and go back to your seats. You children may go back to your places, too.
Why do you suppose this room is so quiet?
The teacher is from the Black Lagoon?
Perhaps we can learn from the teacher, Miss Bradley.
Well, I think it's because each of us helps to keep the room quiet when we're working.
Well,
But
there's
we're not
that.
quiet
Then
all
there's
the
the vicious
time.
hellhounds.
You're not?
No, we know there are times and places to be quiet, and other times and places when we can make noise if we want to. For example, when we play, we make all the noise we want.
Oh no, we have a
Sometimes
teacher who likes
making
to
a
play
lot
with
of
the
noise
kids. No wonder
It's
they're
part of
so
the fun of the
quiet.
game. But when we go to the library, we are very quiet, because we know it's a room where we read to ourselves.
Librarians from the Black Lagoon too.
When we watch movies, we are careful not to make too much noise.
Unless we're recording an
That way we
episode of
can
Mystery
hear
Science
and
Theater
learn
3000.
And you know, we have found that knowing when to be quiet is a part of growing up.
Well, apparently nobody's told Kelly Ripa.
Offices where people work are busy but quiet,
I quit, Mr.
And that
Marks.
is the way
I'm
we
going to be
keep
a
our room.
producer.
because a quiet room helps all of us learn.
How do you do it?
Well, each of us knows how to work quietly. That's very important,
Will you show us?
of course. Boys and girls, how would you like to show some of the ways we know of being quiet?
What's this I hear? An apparent lack of
Who would
enthusiasm?
like to show how we work quietly at our desks?
Hail Hitler!
Now, why is Bobby clearing his desk? Oh, now there won't be anything to fall off and make noise. You keep on your desk only things you need.
Please help me.
That's
I
part
am
of
trapped
keeping
in
the
a
room
poorly
quiet.
made educational film.
Uh-oh, the point broke. He'll have to sharpen the pencil. Can he move quietly so he doesn't disturb anyone?
Well, he better, because if he doesn't, they're going to throw him on the bonfire!
Do you think you could walk this quietly?
Ladies and gentlemen, the young James Bond.
Listen to this work sound.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's
When he
off
turns
to
it
work
slowly,
we go.
it doesn't bother anyone. Work sounds tell that you're busy. They don't disturb others. But June seems to have lost something.
Her virginity?
Look, an eraser. Whose do you think it is?
Oh, don't tell me, don't tell
Bobby
me.
won't talk to June, will he?
Ugh! Told you not to tell me.
Oh, whispering is the quiet way to talk when you have to talk.
And yet it never seems to work on your poor,
Well, Bobby
deaf
has moved
grandmother.
about quite a bit without disturbing the class. Could you do all that as quietly as Bobby did?
Not without the help of Hollywood magic.
Now let's suppose Bobby wanted to get something from the cabinet. How would you do it quietly, Bobby?
Get it quietly? Oh, that's impossible. I am out of here. Miss B, the pay is just not worth it. I gotta demand a raise.
Okay, he opens the closet door, the monster jumps out, and... Oh, guess not. Wait a minute, what's Bobby gonna do with that chloroform?
Bobby certainly knows the quiet way of working by himself, doesn't he?
Well, of course, all of us have to.
Apparently Miss
If
B's
our room is
teaching
to
the
be a good
importance
place
of
to
3
work.
o'clock.
Now, Bobby has shown us some of the ways of working quietly by ourselves. Who would like to show how we work quietly in a reading group? All right, bring your chairs up.
Oh, moving chairs will certainly be noisy.
So few volunteers? Oh, I get it. The rest of the kids are bored of this little shtick already.
Well, there is a quiet way to move chairs, isn't there?
Careful, don't want to set the bomb off.
There wasn't much noise at all. No one was disturbed.
But then a man with a gun comes into the room and... Oh, never mind.
And look, they all have their books with them. Now they can get started without having to wait for any children to get ready.
Now, we'll read A Day at the Fair on page
Oh yeah, I was
24.
considering doing a commentary for Day at
Let's
the
read the
Fair
first
before I
paragraph
found out that they already did it.
to find out who's going to the fair.
Hey look, it's Ross
All of the
Perot.
children are quiet while they read, aren't they?
Who can tell us who is going to the fair? Philip.
Mary, Mother, and Father.
No, you can't marry mother
See
and
how
father.
no
That
one
would be
else talks when
incest.
Someone is speaking. It's fun to work together that way. Do you think you could work together that well?
Now we're going to show you how we work quietly together in another way.
A fancy
Who wants
song
to
and
show
dance
how
number.
We're quiet when we work on our model farm. All right, go ahead.
You know what this film needs? A fancy song and dance number.
How will the children work quietly here?
Where should I put the tractor? Over in the prairie.
They speak very quietly. When one speaks, the others listen. That's polite. They stay near the table. They
Yeah,
are not
if only they
bothering
would get on the
children
table
working
and do a
nearby.
fancy song and dance number, but no.
And see how well they work together and do things
No, I
together?
actually can't see anything because the barn's in the way.
Now, let's see. Have we shown you everything? We saw that there are times for noise and fun, such as play periods, and times for quiet and work.
And there's a time
Such
to
as
be
the
born and a
library,
time
or
to
our
die, a time to
classroom.
gain and a time to
And we
lose,
saw
a
some
time
ways
to
of
keep
working
and a time to
quietly.
throw away and a time to
You
tear
remember how
and a
Bobby
time to
showed us
sow.
ways to work
Turn,
quietly by
turn, turn,
yourself.
turn.
And how we talk together quietly when we read or tell stories. And how we work together quietly when we work in groups. Those are some of the important ways we help keep our room quiet. Thank you, children.
Yes, let's all give a
Now,
shout out to
let's
the
get
kids.
back to work.
Woohoo!
You can see how quiet helps us, can't you?
Thank you, Miss Bradley. This is a good room, isn't it? A good room to work in, to learn in. Do you know some things you can do to help make your room a quiet place for work?
Well, you can install soundproof walls, hire the teacher from the Black Lagoon, get rid of all the kids. There are a lot of possibilities.